And there we go. And welcome, everybody. This is Dr. Hank, and welcome to Extraordinary Agent. And we just had an incredible time last week, and I've just heard all kinds of business coming in from you guys, and feeling better. And we're going to review a little about what we did last week. So if you did miss that, then we have the video. We record this each week. Um, but I wanted to just start out with sharing with you a couple of things that will be really helpful for you to get the most out of this extraordinary agent process. And the first thing is make sure you show up at the live sessions. That it's just better that way. We each get to talk and input. You'll see this is very interactive. I'd also suggest that you have a notebook, so really kind of two books, one notebook to take notes today. You should also have your handout. I sent you your prosperity picture, and so you should have 2 pages of that. If you don't, it's okay, but every week I typically will send you like the day before the link, and the link is the same every week, and then a handout. So if you have that handout available, great. If not, put it in a notebook, the notes that as we get going here. And because this week you're going to love that, yeah, it's about prosperity, more about prosperity, and specifically how to set high octane desires and really just to take off like a rocket for you and really to get into the feeling. And we're going to talk a little about our hearts today as well. And it's really all about heart. When you have heart, I was on with he's actually a loan officer. I had him on my show yesterday, and you guys should, if you want a recording of that, I'll be sending that out, I think today. But his name is Jeff Fitzer, and Jeff has so much business now, and it's all due to video. And I'll get into a little of that today on how to do those things. But his main point on why he's so successful isn't about video or anything else. It's about him being authentic and really just being with heart. And so, and that heart means love. And so as we just understand that God is love, we are love, that's who we really are. We just sometimes get our mind in the way and we start judging people. We've been told not to judge. We judge people and circumstances, etc. And so, but it's all okay. Everything's playing out just fine. And you're going to see that it's going to be the best year ever for you guys. And then I would have another book, and that would be like a journal. And so every day to write in, to have some quiet time and have that journal. And then I also have had sent you last time a meditation. So, oh, I got someone in Helica. All right, there you go. And so you should have that. Hey, Angelica, how are you? Good morning. And so you should have that as well, that meditation. But let's first, before, and this will be real interactive, you see, we'll be all talking and having fun together. And so I just wanted to do a little recap of what we did last week, and just kind of remind you is it's really about having wanted thoughts. And how do you know what's unwanted or wanted? Is wanted thoughts make you feel good. So if you're upset about, COVID, or if you're upset about whatever president coming or going or whatever, you're just wasting your thought, your precious thought. You can't do anything about any of that stuff, but you can do everything about you in this present moment, all powerful present moment. We talked about that last week too, on, where is our power, and our power's in this present moment. So one of the things I want you to think about is on this idea about wanted thoughts. And so to feel good, good feeling thoughts. And why is it good feeling? Because your feelings are actually your guidance system. When you feel bad, it means you're not thinking about this like God is, like your higher self is. When you feel good, it means you are. And so you definitely want to have, and I'm going to mute you guys just because there was a little sound there, but you can unmute yourself at any time there, and I'll unmute you when we start again going here on our participation here. So wanted thoughts, and so wanted thoughts, when I feel good, by feeling good, it will give me all the answers, all the solutions that I need. Our minds are not here to identify how to get anything. It's what we want and why we want it. And so you just think about what you want. And today we're going to do a lot about that. And so wanted thoughts, the other point to remember from last week is the power of your breathing. And so this idea about deep breathing. And so I want you to all, in fact, write down, just take in a deep breath. And then when you release it, and go all the way down to your toes, and when you release it, just say to yourself, relax. And it's just a great way for you to open up your minds and open up your hearts now on what I'm going to, and what we're going to share with each other today. So wanted thoughts, breathing, and then meditation. And so if you have questions, I gave you a guided meditation of mine. That every day I would do that. And like after your meditation, you go write in your journal on, hey, what thoughts did you have? And so again, you want to ask for, you have to do this asking. So you have to ask for, I want wanted thoughts. I want thoughts that make me feel good. I want to raise my point of attraction. All of these different things are going to combine into having you become that extraordinary agent, really have the life of your dreams, and why your soul is here. And so, so hearing that, let's see, we have somebody on the chat. Okay, Brad, you didn't receive the email. Huh. Yeah, so I will send you that. But you received today's email, Brad? You can unmute yourself. Let's see, let's unmute everybody. Unmute. I can't hear you, Brad. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I got the one for the week before, but this last week I did get it.
Did you get yesterday's email?
No.
I'll be darned, I have you on there. You might want to check your spam.
Dr. Hank, I didn't receive it as well. This is Mark.
Wow. Yeah, you guys should probably check your spam, because
I did receive it.
Pardon me?
Also check.
I received
Sometimes
mine.
it goes to promotion. If you use Gmail, it'll go to promotion tab instead of the inbox tab as well. And then you have to just change it to inbox settings, and you'll get it in your inbox.
I have a Yahoo account. It's mark.fulcher at Yahoo.
No.
So.
Well, yeah, but if it's coming from my Gmail, it might get messed up. So
Okay.
It might go into something of yours too. So Ryan got it, and I know that I had every one of you. Lisa, did you receive it?
Yeah, I found it.
You got it?
I don't know. The first time it came to the right place. Now this time it went somewhere else.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you can all make sure that you you check that and have that in there, because it should be there for everybody. And so great. So you have that, and so let's talk about let's talk about last week and what happened this week with you. And so why don't we just all input as far as what's playing out for you, where's your business, whatever. Mark, do you want to start? You had shared with us on where your business is at.
Certainly. I'm doing meditation every day, and I'm writing in my journal every day. Positive, great gratitude every morning, thanking my higher power every morning, all that stuff. And, I contact a few people and, just ask the question, and lo and behold, yeah, I want to sell. And it's not by chance, obviously. It's
Yeah.
divine intervention, and we know what happens. So, he wants to sell. His dad lives in Louisiana. His dad is going to live with him. He's bringing his dad here to Houston, and they want waterfront property down in the Galveston area and stuff. So, and he's going to sell it. He's down in League City, so I'm going to sell that one. And then and his dad's got the money to pay cash, upwards to $500,000. So that's a good gratitude right there. So thank you.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Way to take your business to the next level. And and really who it is that, thanking me as far as I'm just your guardian angel, I'm in the pathway, if you will, is that, we do the asking, the Father does the work, a higher power, God, whatever word that you're most comfortable with. And so God does it, and we become magnets. And so we are these incredible magnets. And in fact, a great mantra to use, something like that, is that I am a spiritual and mental magnet who attracts to myself all things that bless me and prosper me. So again, I would suggest you write that down. So I am a spiritual and mental magnet. And you do the asking, and God's going to just come bringing it to you. And a magnet that attracts to myself all things that bless me and prosper me. And like, if you want to write that down 21 times per day, I am going to have a couple other ones that we're going to share today. But this is how it plays out. And, we've talked about like out of the blue, that Mark created out of the blue. Somebody he's making phone calls, gets inspired to make phone calls. Again, this is not about you going out and saying, I'm going to make 100 cold calls. Okay. This is about you just allowing the thoughts in on, hey, I'm going to call Joe or whoever. I'm going to call Mary, and that it will just come to you. But you have to have trust and faith that God will do it. We've been taught that we're supposed to go work hard, sacrifice a lot, do. And then what we get in our life is do.
Hey, can you repeat that last part after attracts to myself?
Yeah. And so I'm a spiritual and mental magnet who attracts to myself all things that bless and prosper me.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, I'm just feeling that as they say it, it's like, oh my gosh, those are divine words, Angelica. I love the big smile there, Angelica. Anybody else want to share good news? It doesn't necessarily have to be about business, just to be felt better, that like you won, if you will. But anybody else want to share anything that has happened that's been helpful for you? Yes, Angelica.
I just wanted to share, I'm still recovering from my surgery, but I was able to finally get out and went to the outlet mall and went to a store and came back to the car. I only went to one, but hey, it's progress. But just feeling stronger and stronger every day. I'm just thankful for improving health and all the blessings that I have received. And, of course, you, Dr. Hank, and our time together here. And just wanted to say as well, I was able to meet with Brett Carmen. I know we had talked about launching the first responders program, and I was able to meet with him in person, and we're very excited. He's so supportive and wants to help us launch the business. And also I connected with just like you say, out of the blue, she has a website company that helps you boost your business as far as advertisements and just setting everything up for you, because I'm not a techie person. And at the moment they had a promotion to where it's half price, and it's for the duration, for the life of the use of the product. So
Awesome.
that right there is, half price. I'm like, oh yeah, we're all in. So that'll help us as far as websites, blogs, everything, Facebook pages, marketing, and there's pretty much templates, and we just drag and drop what the information we want to include. So
Yeah.
definitely a blessing there.
That's awesome, Angelica. And yeah, Angelica had a major operation. She was probably a little under 50% as far as, after her operation in the last couple of weeks. She's just, because God does the healing, the doctors don't at all. And so she just believes, and she's appreciative of what is playing out. And so she's getting better. That's it. Not, oh, I'm not 100% yet and complaining about it. It's just to see the getting better. And she's seeing that. And then out of the blue, things start happening to her, and then she's taking inspired action. Again, it's not about taking action and doing stuff. It's only inspire where you really feel good. You say, man, I want to call that person, or gee, I want to go see Brett, or whatever it is. And you'll see, you'll just be on your lighted path then, and that's just great. And before we get to the new stuff, Lisa, could you share with us? You texted me a picture. And by the way, I love when you guys share all your good news that you do, but could you share with us on last week, we talked about reaching out, and one of the real, so we have a lot of this is we're 30,000 feet up, if you will, and some of it is, hey, right now I can do something. And that last time we talked about Valentine's Day coming up, and to contact your list people, get their address, send them a little, something, or drop by and give them a little something and wish them a happy Valentine's Day. And so what did you do, Lisa?
Well, I've done this in the past, but I ended up buying a little baggie with the roses are really cute, and this one kind of turns on. It has a little light.
Yeah.
And I put them in this little bag, and if they're home, then I leave it at a doorknob and then knock at that door and then say Happy Valentine's Day. And if they're not there, then I just leave it at the doorknob.
Yeah.
And I take a picture and I text it to them that I've just dropped something off. And then I bought little Valentine, $1. So I saw these. He said I hadn't seen them last year, but it's a chocolate and also says Valentine's, $1 also.
Yeah, that's awesome. So whose doors are you putting those on? Are they neighbors? Are they people you know? Or
I have a farm that I've been working at for a long time, for about 10 years. So I do that. And then some of my past clients I've been dropping out. So far I've done I'm going to do about 25. So I'm just getting them ready right now. I haven't actually delivered them. But I did remember going to one of my neighbor's house on my farm, and she showed me the rose. He said, look, Lisa, I still have the rose that you gave me 2 years ago. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool. So yeah, I just drop them off like that. And that's been working for me. And instead of putting it in an envelope, and these cards, I think were 15. It says $1, but they're not really $1. It's less than $1. Bought them at Walmart for $8, and you get 10 cards.
Yeah, beautiful. And then mail out those cards and hand those the little bag of goodies, to people. So just to give you some ideas, and that's a real practical, if you will, tangible, thing to start doing. And what happens is that if you'll do that, in fact, and Lisa, have you gotten any results from that? Did anybody say, hey, I'm looking to whatever, or I know somebody or whatever?
I actually just started driving back since I had my wrist. I broke my radius wrist, and I've been out for about a month, and I just started driving this weekend. So, and that's another great thing. I have a listing that I co-listed with a friend of mine that she helped me out since I couldn't really write or drive.
Oh,
and call, and I showed some houses on Sunday, and we're under contract on one of the houses. So
oh my God, congratulations.
But no, I haven't dropped any off yet.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, because, and Helica, didn't you do that like maybe at Christmas or something, and you get business within 5 days or something?
Yes, I did. What I did, the last one I did was for Halloween. I
Oh, yeah.
had Halloween little bags and I had stuffed it with candy and attached my business. I put my business card inside. And I did my neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
So yes, and then I also came in contact with one of my neighbors who is a retired police officer. So he's going to help as far as he's a connection as far as
Yeah.
launching the first responders
Oh,
program.
that's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And it feels good and it's just wonderful to do. And so that's super. And
Yeah.
I know everybody has, good news. I know Lance, you just rocking it. You closed 2 deals already this month and have 8 more to go in the next, 15, 20 days. So you are rocking it. And that's just fabulous. Oh, he, he,
I'm trying to, I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm like, oh, wait, it's going somewhere. What? Quit. So yeah, business is going great right now. I have 2 closings already this month. Have 8 coming up between now and February 16th
my God.
to get time to actually follow up on these leads that I have. I have looking at getting 2 more agents underneath me. So because I have so many leads right now, I just don't have time to work them right now. And then also sit back and look at the stocks prices soar today and just kind of doing a little snoopy dance.
Yeah, yeah. And for those that aren't with EXP, that our stock now went from $8 in January a year ago to right now it's I think a little over $90, and so which means all of us have lots more money. And so like what is that? 10, 11 times more money. And so it's all fun and it's just a great trip. And again, wherever you guys are, it's all good. Congratulations to you, Lance. And I know you got, lots more stuff. But I want to get into really developing some high octane desires. And so high octane, why I just like the terminology. It's kind of a fun way of doing it. High energized, and then desires. So I don't like the word goals. Desires just has more heart in it. And so I'd like us to take a look at this your prosperity picture. And so if you don't have it, that basically we're going to go through it and just take a look at where we are. Now, if you look at that picture, it basically says on the lower left-hand box, it's less and sooner. So that's time, the sooner, and later is later. So eventually we'll take some of your key ones and we'll plug them into there. And but I want to talk about why the dollar is there. That because we're going to be talking about our home and our relationships, and what is dollar, and dollars actually come from God, and dollars are a divine energy, and so it's similar to are angels. In fact, you can look at money as your angel and one of your archangels. And money is just nothing but beautiful love from God that gives to us, that gives us a roof over our head, gives us all types of food, more freedom, more options, more variety, all kinds of things. But again, most of us have been brought up with you got to work hard for money, so money really kind of isn't our friend. So I'd like to, depending on where your relationship is, I'd like you to think about right now, what's my relationship with money? What type of relationship? Is it like that lost friend, like where the hell are you? Okay, or is it that, I don't want to have that because that's the root of all evil. And just to be clear, that's not what the biblical statement was. The biblical statement is everything comes from God. And that's why I was saying is I always use the example that in Christ's time, one of the ways to measure wealth was how many sheep you had. And so certainly one of these sheep was in the root of all evil. And so for us to realize that money actually is just this divine energy. And so most of us, so because it is a divine energy and it's love, that most of us have had or have our heart is almost like, look at it as a treasure chest, and then it has a bunch of chains around it with padlocks on it. And it's like we've been taught to be guarded, and we've been taught not to open up, and so that's why you have those chains on it. And because it's all of us have interpreted some of our experiences in life where we said we were hurt, and once we said we were hurt, we said, "Hey, I'm gonna, guard this," and we were taught to be guarded, like don't talk to strangers, right? And all of us were at one point strangers, so it's really this is much bigger. Like you think money is just money, and hey, I'm going to go, do whatever my real estate stuff. But really, money is a symbol and a significance, and it's one way to help you to understand on how much money do you have, and thus related to how open is your heart. And again, regarding money, but again, looking at money in this divine, loving way that will be able to unlock this chest, if you will, that within our heart, and take off those chains, take off those padlocks, and then open up our chest. And to be able to do that and open up our hearts. And as we do that, then what we'll be able to do is really connect with people in a more meaningful, authentic, loving way. And as you do, you will see all this money come rushing to you. That I now allow large sums of money to consistently and easily flow into my experience, or flow into my checking accounts. That's a good one on money, to be able to, kind of think about, oh yeah, I love that thought. Most of us are, hey, I don't have enough money. Where are you? And so I want you to think about your relationship. And is it like a missing, friend or an enemy or the devil? Or is it a friend? Or is it something, this loving, divine, angelic energy in which you're just so in love with? And as you love yourself, that and love yourself, love your money, and open up your heart, you're going to see that money's going to flow to your business, it's going to flow to you, and you are going to actually be more lined up with God. And it's again, really, it all comes back to love and your heart. And so where that dollar symbol is on this box here, I'd suggest that what you do is on the outside of it, and if you have red, like I have a red marker, and then just put a red heart there to symbolize that it's not just, it is money, okay, and money is love and part of God's gifts that he gives us. And as we all start improving our perspective and our relationship with money, so look at it as a relationship, like your spouse, significant other, friend, whatever, and look at it as that, and really start to embrace money. So let's take a look at building your prosperity map. So this is really about prosperity. And again, some people say, well, what does, my relationship with my family have to do with it? It has everything to do with it. That as you are, so for example, with my wife, Sharon, every morning that I pray, by the way, I prayed for all of you today, and that and prayed for you to have more health, wealth, and success, and to have more business, and to have more money, and for you to come here with open hearts and open minds. And as you and so as that prayer goes to you, if you're open for it, it'll happen for you. So know, because you're in this, and most of you I'm actually coaching with, and so or maybe half of you I'm coaching with, and so know that, hey, everything, that just keep an open mind, heart, know that I'm sending you that, and so you're going to be blessed and be blessed and you're going to be prosperous. But with my wife, I ask her, so think about, what do you think about your spouse, significant other, whatever, and do you say, and so this is what I say, is that I want Sharon and I to fall more and more madly in love with each other. And then I have our souls dancing and see what we imagine in our mind is actually reality, that we've been told you got to see it before I believe it, but it's really I got to believe it before I see it. And so, for your reality is your all powerful thought. So don't think like, oh, I'm thinking this bad thing, this thing that I don't want, and that it doesn't impact anybody. It impacts everybody because you're lowering your vibration. And so your family, everybody, your loved ones, everybody you come in contact with, you're not as high and as bright and as loving as you actually want to be, and as they would be so inspired. And this is why all of this is about you becoming a deliberate co-creator, because we're all creators and co-creators with God, but most of us aren't deliberate. So, and another great sentence to say is, I am now a deliberate co-creator. As you just get into that, yeah, I love that. And then just start thinking. So I start thinking about, just dancing with my soul and Sharon's soul. We just have this love dance. It's just magnificent. We fall more and more deeply in love with each other. And so, are you saying that about your spouse? Because if you aren't, most of us have been guarded. No, you don't say that stuff. Guys don't, or whatever. The fact is that, hey, we all have alpha and omega, male, female within us. And how much are you going to show? The more that you show, the more of that blessings and prosperity will come to you. So I'd like you to look at that page there. And if you don't have it, that relationships. And so we're going to rate it on a scale from 1 to 5, with one not being very good, 5 being ideal. So the ideal number is 5. The not so good number is 1. And just be honest with yourself and look at the relationships and, hey, family, where am I? Friends, where am I? Where am I with my community? My neighbors or our community? How much do I participate? Like in this, for example. Oh, we got a waiting room here. Let me just see. Deborah. All right. There we go. Hey, Deborah. And so, Deborah, just so you know that we are on this page that I sent to everybody. And if you didn't see it, it was sent to you. You just have to maybe check your spam or whatever it is. There's been some issues with Gmail and whatever, just email in general. But let's look at, so family, friends, community, and again, rank it 5, really good, 1, not. So where are you with your community, with your co-workers or co-players? We're co-players together, us. And so for us to play in that work, where are we with that? Where are you with your clients? Do you really care about them? That, if they had an operation or whatever, do you contact them? Do you see how they're doing? Or do you right now contact them and see how they're doing? Is it COVID or whatever? And then your professional network. And so, one of the things that we want to start developing more and more is your team. What team do you have? You have loan officers as business partners. So like Angelica was sharing with us that, she went and got a loan officer, Brett, and that he's going to help now with one of our exclusive lead programs that we have on first responders. And so, it's just all really good stuff, if you will. And so look at your relationships, then look at your health. And think about your physical health and where are you with eating? Do you eat fairly healthy stuff? Sleeping, exercise. And so, I walk about 45 minutes to 60 minutes every day, fast walk, and just love it. And then I stop by, like I'll see a big tree and I'll hug that tree. Now, why in the hell am I hugging trees? Because there's energy from Mother Earth. And so if you stand your feet, typically you're just on the ground then, and so you're on the ground. Then I give a big hug, and you have to do things for at least a minute. And maybe that's a real good thing. That's why the things you've asked for is like, hey, I want this to go well, and then you leave it alone. You need to breathe deeply and think about it for about a minute. And so again, that would be about 6 deep breaths in and out. So I literally just count my breaths. Just by counting my breaths, it doesn't have any resistant thoughts in my head like, oh gee, I wonder what that person is thinking about as they walk by and see me hugging a tree. Okay. And but get out in nature. You'll have a whole better perspective, a more divine perspective, if you will. So think about eating, sleeping, exercise. And it doesn't matter where you are. What matters is you understand where you are now and where you're going. And so some things might not be important to you, and it's not a big deal. Mental health. What's your ease level? Isn't that a great perspective? It's about ease. When you take these exams, I'm going through right now mortgage school. I'm going to become a loan officer because that way I can now make up to $2,500 on every refi and every buyer that I have. And that's a whole nother story, but it's another opportunity that we have with us. But again, $2,500, and I go through school. And so I teach people on how to pass a test. And you can't be all nervous and worried and wondering if you're going to fail because you're attracting failing. So it's all about your mental attitude. And literally, God will help you, give you the answers to the exam or whatever else that God wants to do. Your ability to focus. So if you're just wandering and letting your committee, what I call the committee of worry, doubt, fear, whatever. Like for those of you with kids, stop worrying about your kids. You send them worry, and then you teach them that they worry. And there's nothing to worry about. Everything is just fine. And so, for us to recognize that everything that happens to us is a blessing. And again, I may not look at it at the time, but it's a blessing. In fact, one of the reasons, like with COVID, I just see so many blessings in all this that I was walking inside because for those of you that know me, I, couldn't walk. I was paralyzed from my waist down. And so when I was finally able to walk, I would walk inside on the second floor of the condo complex I'm at because it was carpeted and it was just better on my knees, my back, whatever. And when COVID happened, they wouldn't let me walk there anymore. So I had to go outside, and I went like, is this a blessing? I can walk now. And now I'm out in nature and hugging trees and doing all that other fun stuff. So your ability to focus, what are you focusing on? You can, whatever you focus your attention on grows. And then look at your business and where are you with the number of clients, the perfect clients, your revenue, your profit, work environment, etc. What support, mentoring, coaching you have? If you don't have a support team, you don't have a coach, you're missing out. I don't care who it is. It doesn't have to be me. That anybody and everybody. I mean, I have 3 coaches right now that I'm playing with, and that help me. That it is that being authentic and just hearing people and so just really getting what's your enjoyment level. Are you loving what you do? And you can. It's all a matter of you started getting a negative attitude about whatever, and that hey, start loving everything on there. And then personal development. And so all of you get like a 5 on personal development. 5 is your year with us, and really embracing this. That are you learning new things? Yeah. Are you growing as a person? Are you making time to read? Or the most important thing is time to meditate. And that we really need to slow down our minds and our bodies. And that way we can be in a state of allowing, so God can give us all the answers, all the solutions for us to have this. So there's only good health that flows to us. It's called well-being, and only well-being flows to us. But we can cut that off with our thoughts. In fact, all stress, all things, physical ailments, all initiate from the mind. And so because we were stressed out, and then that impacts our body, et cetera. And so it's like, hey, this is cool. I can control this, that we can control everything. And when you realize that, then it's a very freeing opportunity. And then what is your contribution? So with money that I like to do money on, you have 100%, whatever you get, 10% put into savings, investments, whatever that is, and then 10% to whatever you really love to support. And my counsel to you is don't support or give any money to anything that is against something. Because when you fight against something, your attention is on the thing you're against, and it'll make it bigger and it'll make it worse. And breast cancer is an example of that, all kinds of examples. COVID, it's a bad flu, and it's a real bad flu, but it's not worse that mankind has ever had by any means. And the same number of people died last year as it did this year, or from 2019 to 2020. So it's not like an incremental thing. And so, but it's that people have focus, government has focus, we have focus, news has focus. And so it's making this thing out to where, where everybody's getting tested and everything. This was happening all the time. And most people don't even get sick on it. But the point is that there's all kinds of examples of focusing on what you don't want, and it gets bigger. Just focus on what you do want. And so, it may be Boys and Girls Club, for example, therefore helping kids in their education. That it can just be being a good neighbor. You just giving a present like Lisa did, giving that, or it's doing, giving that, that makes people feel good. And you start uplifting not only them and the world, but you uplift yourself as well. So financial generosity, your volunteering, pro bono work, support others in their success. And that's what we're all doing here, is doing that. So rank yourself on that. And then what are some comments? What did you find in that? What was kind of the thing? Because, and again, I assume most of us have been through this before. It's kind of like all of us have had showers, right? But we keep on taking showers. Well, the reason why we go through this is to have our focus on, hey, what is our life and where are we? And, what's an aha that you got out of that? Brian, you want to pipe in?
Hey, Dr. Hank.
Hey.
My screen froze up, so I didn't know if someone else was talking, but
Yeah.
I know for me personally, my business and my relationships are very interconnected. And if relationships are strong and I have good connections in that area, it normally translates into my business. And it's really not the other way around. It's not like, oh, I'm doing something in my business. However, I have to do that. And a lot of times it's with my personal relationships. So for example, like the very first one on there is family.
Yeah.
And if my relationship with my family and my kids and my mom and my dad and my significant others and my best friends and goes into that, and if that is in a very strong place, I find that I'm also very strong financially. I'm very confident. My self-esteem is high. I feel good about myself. And what it does is that trickles into, and I think actually the way this is laid out as I'm thinking about this, and it's perfect because family first, then friends, community, coworkers, clients. And what happens for me, if those ones at the top are in good situations, then all of that other just kind of like funnels into place. And then it probably, I don't know, almost connects with the business ones as well. I didn't really look at that. I'm just thinking about it, but they just all interconnected and how I am. So I've got to look at, and I've got to also pay close attention or not, however it may be, to maybe some people that are close to me that I'm maybe not I'm having some difficulties or something with. And I know just because I have coached with you and we've been with each other for 2 years, what I have to do is almost pray for that person and let it go.
Yeah.
Pray for them, let it go, move on, focus on my family that I do have good relation, and just go there and focus on that good feeling thought, focus on those people that are lifting me up, and it's not them lifting me up, it's actually coming from me out. So
Yeah.
anyways.
Hey, beautiful. And so tell me, on the 4 squares there, where would you put relationships then? Would they be more dollars, more love, remember, and sooner, or what is where would you put that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I understand the graph totally, but I would
Yeah.
put that as like wherever my highest whatever would be,
Yeah.
that's where I would put the relationship, the family, friends, community, coworkers.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it played out in my numbers, but that's what I would think.
Yeah, yeah. So, based on what you were saying there, and to make sure that we're clear on that more dollars, remember, dollars is actually love. And so it's part of love. There's many different facets of love. So dollars, and you can do a lot with dollars too. For example, let's start with your family on the top of that list. On that, dollars, you can get the kids, some really cool toys, whatever, and take them different places and share different experiences, with them. So I would say that you would put relationships in the top left there.
Yeah.
That you want to do that now. And then you also said it impacts your business, and probably relationships and business, because it does so much good for you that, you feel better with the business. When we get money, in fact, I suggest that you all do this. I'm going to get, actually last week I did this. I withdrew $3,000 cash in $100 bills. And it's really cool the way they do that now, that they used to count it out, and so a long time ago they used to count it out. Then they used to use a machine, count it, and then they would count it to you. Now they take the machine, face it to you, and they put in the money, and it goes and it shows $3,000, and they go, "Are you good with that?" And I said, "Yeah." So nobody's touching it, nobody's going, And I took the $3,000 and I went home and I just played with that money, and I just put it all around my heart and everything. And so, if you don't want to do $100 bills or whatever, you can do $1 bills. It doesn't matter. But just play with money and start really getting into this whole money thing. And you'll see that how good you feel with all that money around you. And that money is a good feeler, and it has this energy. And so, I want us to get into money. There's a big, big thing on there. So I'd like all of you, and because of time for us to kind of get through a couple other things here, that I'd like you to kind of fill out those boxes. But the main one would be in the top left on what do you want, to what's most important to you right now that can bring you the most love, that will end up bringing you the most money. Just like Ryan said, when I have my relationships at home, that extends into other relationships. And the reason why is, hey, I'm feeling good and I relax, and I know how great relationships are, and I'm seeking other great relationships, build deep, meaningful relationships. And again, remember to always be asking. So I'd like you to prioritize that. And then in the top left one, again, with more love, is this later. And what this later is, I'd like you to envision, and this is what we call a prosperity map, is for you to envision where you want to be in these areas, or just with your life in, let's call it 5 years. And so 5 years, 21 would count, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 2025, where would you like to be? You know, would you like to have it to where you don't have to work and you can, you know, help more charities, or to be independently wealthy, um, to have just this perfect health, you know, the relationships, just deep, meaningful, loving relationships, that your relationship with your higher power, where do you want that? Invite your higher power, God, your inner being, your higher self. Invite God into your life every day. You have to do the asking. God is there, but God is just going to, and when God is there, things just become magical. And again, I always kid about you end up in Dr. Hank's La La Land. And so hearing that, does anybody have a 5-year, like what's your prosperity map? And when I say prosperity, it's all these areas. Okay, it's not only money, that, you know, it's all of these areas, and it'll bring more money. And but who has a 5-year, like what do you envision? Just, you know, one point on what would you like to be doing, have in 5 years?
I have one, Dr. Hank.
Awesome.
My wife and I had a 5-year plan when we moved here, 3.5, almost 4 years ago now. There's been some really cool things that's happened, you know, and we are planning now, because it's going into the 4th year to the 5th year, for our next 5-year plan. And what's incredible about it is the plan is increased with our posterity or prosperity.
Yeah.
And I envision, we talk about this all the time. It's going to be so much fun when we're in our Mercedes-Benz motorhome, 24-foot view, Winnebago. It's got a 6.0 or 6-cylinder diesel motor. We know which one we're going to get, you know, and we're going to go to baseball diamonds. We're going to go to ballparks. We're traveling the north in the wintertime or in the summertime, and we're traveling in the south in the wintertime, you know, and we're just going to just do whatever we want in that next year, by the end of that 5th year.
Yeah. And
we're going to have income streams coming in. We don't have to worry about anything because God is in our lives. And so the 5-year plan, I believe in that 100%, man. So
awesome. And see, Mark, I can feel that. And so thus it's there. And this is the key to having anything you want in 5 years, in 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, to feel as though you have it.
You felt that from me, that passion, that energy.
Right.
And because we've been in the last year to 18 months, this is all a lot of our conversation is this when we do this, we want to go here and then we want to go there. It's just like we're living it already. It's just it hasn't been in existence yet.
Yeah, right. It
right?
isn't in the physical sense, but it's already there.
Yeah.
You got the mental, you got the emotions that, you know, and to just hold it, to understand that you really already have it because you feel it, you know, and it's just great. And I love on how you're doing it with your wife. And so there's the relationship part of it. And so, you know, and then you guys are talking about it. And there's nothing better to talk about what will be. And so I just love this. And for Angelica, like just looking at her life where it was a couple of years ago to just this 2021, it's just amazing. I mean, her husband, Irvin, is getting his real estate license, and she's getting healthier and healthier. And they just have all of these aspirations, and they know on how they can help their family now. And, you know, with all of this money, and it just feels so good. And so, but you'll never have it if you're not imagining it, if you're not feeling it. And so I just love on where you are with that, Mark. And can we do one more? Does somebody have one more?
One last thing.
Yeah.
Language is a huge part.
Yeah.
Outspoken language, not just in your mind, but outspoken language. Words are powerful.
That's correct. And here's why. And the Bible says, your word is powerful. Here's why. Word is articulated thought. So when I am thinking and when I put it into the word, it becomes even more powerful. And remember, everything starts with your thought. Well, you literally are manifesting it by doing it. And so I love this one story on this family that it was a mom and two sons, and they had a little t-shirt store and a little manufacturing plant. And the three of them, that every night they would talk and they would say things like, "Oh, I'm taking my jet to Hawaii." And then, the mom would say, "Oh yeah, well, I got, up in Colorado, I'm building that 20,000 square foot home. And man, we're having, some issues with, this thing." And they would always talk this way and just imagining that they were rich, okay, and that their business just took off, and it was a crappy little t-shirt place where all three of them were struggling financially. But every day, and they really loved these calls. It made them feel so good at the end of the day. So instead of facing reality, they were creating reality. And that's what we're in the middle of doing, is you are creating now the reality of what you want in the future. Well, these three people, one day, a guy gets a call from a very wealthy individual, actually an actor out in LA, and gets a call and says, "Hey, I really like your t-shirt company, and I want to invest in it." And so they're on the phone that night, and he goes, "Hey, I got some, actor called, it's going to give me, millions of dollars." They go, "Oh, good. And he goes, "No, this is really true." And now they got the house in Colorado. They got the jet where they're traveling, the world when they can. You can't go even to Hawaii anymore without, getting locked up or whatever. And so, but the fact is, they're living what they were talking about. And so what they were thinking about. And so for us to get out of thinking about what is right now is old history, because it's our previous thought that has come together to create where we are right now. So right now doesn't mean squat. Okay, what everything means for each one of us is what we are thinking about in the future. So we've taken a look at our business and our relationships and our health and, these things, and you've taken a look at the future on where you want the future to be. Does anybody have one more example of where you want your future to be?
I just really quickly, I'm just going to share two things because like Mark said, I think it's important to verbalize, but I'm ready, willing, and able to earn a 7-figure income or something better by that time. And I'm the youngest 50-year-old ever, happy, healthy, strong, and wealthy.
I love it. And the 7-figure, you're never going to get to 7 figures if you don't ask for it. And so now sometimes there's stepping stones. And so sometimes, if you're making 50 grand, you want to make, 100 grand, then, do that stepping stone. But as long as you believe it. Now, what you don't want to do is get disappointed and, "Oh, where is it?" And be looking for, when you're saying to yourself, "Where's my stuff?" You're pushing it away, because your stuff is all here. When you have the idea that God has the ability to deliver that idea to you, that life that you want. So believe that and trust in you. And one of the things that for virtually everybody I know has some self-esteem issues. And so one of the magical really 3 little sentences here that would be very healthy probably for most of us is, "I am enough. I have enough. I be enough." And so again, most of us don't like to talk about that, whatever that there isn't enough. It's no more about this. There isn't enough. That I am enough right now, right here and now, in this red hot moment. Each one of you are enough. Each one of you have enough. When you think about what you have enough. And each one of you are going to be enough. Okay. And you're going to be what you're thinking as long as you consistently think about what will be versus what's going on now, or the contrast that has happened, some of the things that you don't like or don't want. So due to time, then what I want us to do is I want us to unlock our hearts and open up to love and open up to money. And so I'd like all of you to just sit back, relax. I ask you to close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in deeply, 5 seconds, and breathe out, and just say to yourself, relax. We're getting very relaxed. We're coming into the fold with God now. Breathe in and breathe out. Just imagine you just floating in the heavens, floating with your angels, breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in. And now just relax and relax from the top of your head, and just move that relaxation, that ease, that love. Have God come into the top of your head and just relax and ease you, working, playing, flowing down your body, down your arms, your neck, your chest, down your back and your spine. Just imagine that relaxation going down your spine, going down your chest, into all of your organs. So relaxed, so at one now with God, feeling so robust, so at ease. I want you to just flow that down your legs now. And then imagine roots going down from your feet into Mother Earth, and just have those roots go deeper and deeper and give your love to Mother Earth. And now with those roots, Mother Earth gives its natural energy, its loving energy up to you, and coming up through your body, all the way up your body and out the top of your head. Oh, it's just so delightful, all of this natural love that is flowing through you now. Relax. And now I'd like you to focus your attention on your beautiful, loving hearts, and go into your heart and notice that chest there. Notice that chest with the chains on it. I want you to unlock one by one those locks. There's no need to be guarded. There's only need to be open and free. Unlock those, take the chains, and lift up your treasure box in your heart and open it up and look in. It's just all this love pouring out, all of this abundance and prosperity. Oh, you feel so good, so free. And now I want you to take your heart and literally take it out of your body and hold it. Now imagine a beautiful, soft cloth, and just start rubbing your heart now, loving your heart. Just take your heart now, turn it around, just polish it up. Oh my gosh, it's so bright, and so red and beautiful, and so filled with love, and it's so happy that you're loving it, that you freed it now to be able to show its love to you and to the world. Oh, shine it up a little bit more. Put your breath on it. And shine that beautiful heart, all your heart blows your warm breath on it. It's just feeling so good. It's so healthy now, so filled with love that is free. Now take your heart back into your chest. Just allow it to be in there. Oh, you are so free, so open, and so loved now. Who are you really? You are really and only love. And you have now released your heart. You've taken off the chains. You've shined it up to where your heart, and now extend your heart and your love out to each other. Extend it out to your loved ones. Extend your love out to the world. Oh, feel so good. And this now allows money to flow in, and money is just dancing around now, just loving it, coming in and out of your heart, the ebb and flow of life, love. God's gift to you is this money to give you so many different things, to be able to bless yourself and all the world. You're now free. You're now prosperous. Your mind is only focused now on wanted things in your bright future. 2021 is the best year ever, and it's starting right now. And it is now done unto you. And it is so. And we put an amen to that. And now I invite you back into the room. Another deep breath in, and open up your eyes. Welcome this beautiful world filled with love. You are. Thoughts? I feel good, like I knew that I would. So good, so good, so good. Yeah, I'm true and free with love. Woo! So congratulations, you just unlocked your heart and open up your treasure chest, and now all kinds of goody things are going to happen, and they're going to have your cup overflowing. So now you're going to get more than you even asked for, and just expect it, start looking for it. You're going to feel better, you're going to have more business, more love, more relationships. It's just going to be fabulous for you. So with that, next week we go into our ideal prospect, and we're going to actually define who your ideal prospect and ideal client is, and we'll get into that as well as many other things. And we have a few minutes left, and your thoughts on this session and where you're at. Where you want to go. So one real strategic tactical point here is video is the name of the game. 85% of the retention with people in their mind comes with video versus like an email. And so we want to be in the minds and hearts of other people. And so one specific step you could take right now is just to text a short video right off your phone on wishing someone happy Valentine's Day. And if you want to really get into a habit of this and start getting into video, is find out when people's birthdays are, and on their birthday, send them a short video You don't have to sing happy birthday to them necessarily. You could just wish them a happy birthday, but they will remember this. And this is the way to really connect with people. It's through a video, it's through you and sharing your love. And now that your heart is wide open and it's free, that, which is one of your soul's purposes, that you're going to be able to connect better with people than ever. And when you are so thoughtful to wish them a happy birthday or wish them a happy holiday, in this case, Valentine's Day is the next one coming up, that they will, you will be in their mind and in their heart. And when they need your service, they'll call upon you. Amen. Any other thoughts, comments? All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Fantastic. I'm going to turn off the recording, and then if you want to stay on for any other comments, whatever. But wishing everybody an amazing day, an amazing moment, because now you're free to have it. And so it is. Amen.